is the usher at the airport. Moments later, he introduces them to Uganda in what we call briefing. He starts being a host. And then after that, he puts them, or she puts them in the car. Now he becomes the driver, takes them to the hotel. Then the following morning, when they have rested, he becomes the professor on Uganda. He gives them what we call a detailed briefing about the itinerary. Now he has taken on the role of the tour operator who designed the program. And if there are any questions and things that are not aligning well, he has to defend the tour company. While on the journey, a car develops a mechanical problem and then he becomes a mechanic or the fleet manager. And then when he gets, let's say, to Ziwa Rhino, the guests go for a rhino walking experience. He is coordinating with the restaurant, now he's host again, to make sure that the guests will have lunch on time. While he's running the safari, a client develops a stomach problem. He has to make sure that this client is fine. Now he's becoming a caregiver. You're in nature now in the national park. He has to do the sighting, he has to do the interpretation, he has to relate everything to conservation and the communities around the parks. And if there are no sightings, he has to explain why there are no sightings. Why? Because on the internet, when the client read, they came with a promise. They bought a promise. People say that in tourism we sell a promise, that when we visit Uganda, we will see lions. So he has now to become the conservationist, to explain movement and availability and patterns of animals, why we may not be able to see them or why we have been able to see them at that time. He has to make sure that this client is satisfied and gets to Entebbe Airport in time, even if it's a school closing day with all the traffic jam that we have. He has to plan and make sure that this guest does not miss his flight. And at the airport, and the guest on the other side is... The tour guide doesn't know what the Uganda Tourism Board promises the people when they go on the road show in Canada or America or South Africa. He doesn't know what the tour operator tells the client while on email here. He doesn't know a lot, but he must have the ingenuity, he must have the wisdom to appropriate and represent all these players, and at the end of the day, make Uganda either shine or go down deep.